The power went out 30 seconds after we arrived at the cabin. Complete darkness, then lightning, then his face illuminated for one terrible second. David, my best friend's father. The man I'd been secretly in love with for 3 years. And we were alone, miles from anyone, trapped by a storm that wasn't supposed to hit until tomorrow. "Phone's dead," he said. His voice was tight, controlled. "Yours?" I checked. No signal. "Nothing." He moved to the window. Rain hammered against the glass. "Road's already flooding. We're not getting out tonight." My heart was racing. This wasn't supposed to happen. I was supposed to come up here with Emma, my best friend, his daughter. We were supposed to have a girls' weekend while she worked through her breakup, but Emma got food poisoning this morning, called me from the hospital, begged me to go anyway, said her dad would drive me up, said he needed to check on the cabin anyway before winter. I should have said no. I should have canceled, but I didn't, because some pathetic part of me wanted this, wanted time alone with him, even though it was wrong, even though he was 43 and I was 26, even though he was my best friend's father and completely off limits. "There's firewood," David said. He wasn't looking at me. "I'll get it started. You should change. You're soaked." I looked down. My shirt was plastered to my skin from running from the car. I hadn't noticed. "Right. Yeah. Okay." I grabbed my bag and went to the bedroom. Emma's room, where we'd stayed a dozen times during college. Before I developed feelings I had no right to feel, I changed into dry clothes, sweatpants, oversized sweater. Tried to calm my breathing. This was fine. We were adults. We'd wait out the storm, make small talk, keep appropriate distance, then go home and never mention it again. Simple. When I came back out, David had a fire going. The cabin was small. One main room with a fireplace, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Cozy when you were here with friends. Suffocating when you were alone with someone you shouldn't want. "Better?" he asked. "Yeah, thanks." He'd changed too. Jeans, flannel shirt. He looked like every cliche of an older man who shouldn't be attractive, but somehow was. Salt and pepper hair, strong jawline, hands that looked like they could fix anything. I sat on the couch. He sat in the chair across from me. Maximum distance in a small space. "Emma texted," he said, "before I lost signal. She's okay. They're keeping her overnight for observation, but she'll be fine." "That's good. She feels terrible about this." "It's not her fault." "No, but she knows it's awkward." My stomach dropped. "What?" David looked at me then. Really looked at me. "Come on, Lily. You think I don't notice? You think Emma doesn't notice?" "I don't know what you're talking about." "Yes, you do." The fire crackled. Rain pounded. My pulse was deafening in my ears. "The way you look at me," he said quietly. "The way you avoid being alone with me. The way you find excuses to leave when I come home early. You think I haven't noticed all of it?" I couldn't breathe. "David, and Emma sees it too. She's seen it for months, maybe longer. She just doesn't say anything because she doesn't want to embarrass you." I stood up. "I should go." "Where?" "We're trapped here. I'll walk. I'll figure it out." "In a storm? Don't be stupid." "Don't call me stupid." "Then don't act like it." He stood too. "Sit down. We're going to talk about this like adults." "There's nothing to talk about." "Isn't there?" I stared at him. "What do you want me to say? That you're right?" "Fine. You're right. I have feelings for you. Completely inappropriate feelings that I've been trying to ignore for 3 years. Happy now?" His jaw tightened. "Do I look happy?" Then why are we having this conversation? Because we're stuck here. Because we can't keep pretending. Because He stopped, looked away. Never mind. Because you what? It doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Say it. Lily, don't. Say it, David. He turned back to me, and I saw it. The same conflict, the same struggle, the same thing I'd been fighting for 3 years. Because I shouldn't feel this way, he said. His voice was raw, broken. You're 26. You're my daughter's best friend. You're practically family. And I shouldn't look at you the way I do. I shouldn't think about you the way I do. I shouldn't want... He stopped again. This is wrong. The room felt smaller, hotter. The air was thick with everything we'd been refusing to acknowledge. How long? I whispered. How long what? How long have you felt this way? David ran his hand through his hair. 2 years, maybe longer. I don't know. I tried not to notice. Tried to see you as just Emma's friend. But then you graduated, started working, stopped being the college kid who came over for dinner. Started being... He shook his head. It doesn't matter. Nothing can happen. I know. Emma would never forgive either of us. I know. And I'm too old for you. You should be with someone your own age. Someone who... Don't tell me what I should want. Lily, I'm 26 years old. I know what I want. And I've known for 3 years that I can't have it. You don't think I've tried to move on? I've dated. I've tried. But nobody compares to you. That's not fair. None of this is fair. We stood there, 10 feet apart, a distance that felt like miles and inches at the same time. We should eat something, David said finally. I'll check what's in the kitchen. He walked away. I let him go. Because he was right. We needed space, needed to break whatever tension was building between us. I followed him to the small kitchen. He was opening cabinets, finding canned soup, crackers. The basics his family always kept stocked. This okay? He asked. Yeah, fine. He heated the soup on the gas stove that still worked. We ate in silence. The kind of silence that screamed with everything we weren't saying. Tell me about your job, he said eventually. Emma says you got promoted. Trying to make small talk? Trying to act normal. I don't think we can do normal anymore. He set down his spoon. Then what do you want to do? I don't know. I didn't plan for this. Neither did I. Do you regret coming here? With me? David was quiet for a long moment. No. And that's the problem. The admission hung between us. Dangerous, honest. We should try to sleep, I said. Maybe the storm will clear by morning. Maybe, but we both knew it wouldn't. The weather report before we lost signal said it would last until tomorrow afternoon at the earliest. We had at least 12 more hours here, alone, with feelings we couldn't act on and tension we couldn't resolve. I went to Emma's room, closed the door, lay on the bed and stared at the ceiling. This was torture, being this close to something I wanted but couldn't have, like standing outside a locked door and knowing you'll never find the key. I must have dozed off because I woke to a crash, loud, violent, from the main room. I ran out. A tree branch had smashed through the window. Rain was pouring in. Glass was everywhere. David was already there, assessing, moving furniture away from the water. Help me, he said. We worked together, found boards in the storage closet, nailed them over the broken window. It wasn't perfect, but it stopped most of the rain. By the time we finished, we were both breathing hard, soaked again. The room was a mess. We can't sleep out here, David said. Too cold now with the window broken. I'll take Emma's room. You take the main bedroom. The main bedroom doesn't have heat. The vent's broken. Emma's room is the only one that stays warm. Then you take it. Lily, don't be ridiculous. We're both adults. We can share a room without... Without what? Without acting on this thing between us? Are you sure about that? He looked at me, water dripping from his hair, eyes dark. No, I'm not sure, but we don't have a choice. He was right. The cabin was too cold now. We couldn't risk hypothermia over our inability to control ourselves. Fine, but you stay on your side of the room. Deal? We went to Emma's room. It had twin beds on opposite walls. Childish. Safe. A barrier we desperately needed. I got into one bed. He got into the other. We lay there in the darkness. Rain still pounding. Wind howling. David, I said quietly. Yeah? If circumstances were different, if I wasn't Emma's friend, if you weren't her father, would you? Don't ask me that. Would you? Silence then. Yes, without hesitation. My heart was pounding. That makes this so much harder. I know. I wish I'd never met Emma. Is that terrible? Yes, and I understand it completely. More silence. Heavy, loaded. Lily? Yeah? If I asked you to leave in the morning and never come back, to stop being friends with Emma, to cut me out of your life completely, would you do it? The question felt like a knife. Is that what you want? I'm asking what you would do. I thought about it, really thought about it. Emma was my best friend, had been since freshman year. She'd been there through every breakup, every job search, every crisis. She was family. But David, I don't know, I admitted. And that's the most selfish thing I've ever said. It's honest. Honesty doesn't make it right. No, but it makes it real. I heard him shift. Sit up. Lily, look at me. I turned. He was sitting on the edge of his bed, facing me in the darkness. I need to say something, he said, and then we're never going to talk about this again. Okay. I'm 43 years old. I've been married, divorced, raised a daughter, built a career. I thought I knew myself, thought I had control over my life, my choices, my feelings. He paused. And then you happened. And everything I thought I knew became complicated. Because you're smart and funny and beautiful. Because you see me as a person, not just Emma's dad. Because when you look at me, I feel like I'm 30 again. Like anything is possible. My throat was tight. David, let me finish. Please. He took a breath. But you're also 26. You have your whole life ahead of you. And I have no right to want you the way I do. No right to imagine a world where this could work. Because even if we tried, even if we somehow made it past Emma, past the age difference, past everything, I'd always wonder if I stole something from you, if I kept you from the life you were supposed to have. Tears were running down my face. What if I don't want that life? What if I just want you? You don't know that. Not really. Not when you haven't lived enough to be sure. Stop telling me what I know. Somebody has to, because you're not thinking clearly. Neither am I. We're trapped in a cabin, in a storm, with feelings we've been repressing for years. This isn't real life. This is a moment, and moments pass. Do they? Or do we waste them because we're too afraid? David stood, walked to my bed, sat on the edge, close enough to touch but not touching. I'm not afraid of my feelings, he said quietly. I'm afraid of hurting you, of hurting Emma, of being selfish enough to take what I want without considering the cost. I sat up. We were inches apart now. I could feel the heat from his body, smell his cologne mixed with rain. What if I'm willing to pay it? I whispered. Lily, what if I don't care about the cost? What if I just want one moment where we stop fighting this? Where we're honest? Where we... He kissed me, soft, tentative, like he was testing if this was real. I kissed him back, hard, desperate, like I'd been waiting 3 years for this and couldn't waste a second. His hand was in my hair. Mine was on his chest. We were breaking every rule, crossing every line, and it felt like the most right thing I'd ever done. He pulled back, breathing hard. We can't. We just did. Lily, this is perfect, terrible. Everything I wanted. I know. He stood up, paced. We have to stop, right now, before this goes further. Why? Because if we don't stop now, I won't be able to. And tomorrow we'll have to face what we've done. Emma will find out. Everything will fall apart. And I can't... His voice broke. I can't lose my daughter over this. Reality crashed in. Cold. Brutal. Unavoidable. He was right. Emma would find out. She always did. And she'd never forgive us. I'd lose my best friend. He'd lose his daughter. And for what? A relationship that probably wouldn't survive the weight of how it started? I'm sorry, I said. I shouldn't have. Don't apologize. This is on both of us. What do we do now? David sat back down on his bed, far away again. Safe distance. We get through tonight. We go home tomorrow, and we pretend this never happened. Can we do that? We have to. But his voice said he didn't believe it any more than I did. We lay back down. Separate beds. Separate worlds. The kiss hanging between us like a ghost. I didn't sleep. Neither did he. I could hear his breathing, slow, controlled, fighting the same battle I was. At dawn, the rain stopped. The storm passed, like it had never happened. We boarded up the window better, cleaned up the glass, packed our things in silence. The drive home was excruciating. Every mile felt like a year. Every minute was torture. He dropped me at my apartment. I got out, grabbed my bag, started to walk away. Lily, I turned. He was leaning out the window, face tired, sad, resolved. I meant what I said, all of it, and I'm sorry it can't be different. Me too. He drove away. I watched until his car disappeared. Then I went inside and broke down. 3 days later, Emma called. She was home from the hospital, wanted to meet for coffee, asked how the cabin was. I lied, said it was fine, quiet, boring, said her dad was a perfect gentleman. She laughed, said she knew he would be, said she was glad we got along. I almost told her, almost confessed everything, but I didn't, because David was right. Some moments pass, some feelings die, some lines shouldn't be crossed, even when you desperately want to. It's been 6 months since that night. I still see David at family dinners, at Emma's birthday, at holiday gatherings. We're polite, distant, appropriate, everything we're supposed to be. And sometimes when Emma's not looking, our eyes meet, and I see it, the same regret, the same what if, the same moment we'll both carry forever. The moment we chose right over happy, duty over desire, everyone else over ourselves. I don't know if we made the right choice. I probably never will. But I know this. Some storms pass, and some leave damage you spend the rest of your life repairing. Ours did both.